A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. I'm Ritvika Gupta. Tonight we'll be presenting key highlights from our Ahmedabad Springboard Part 2. Now, Ahmedabad is known for its industrial base, entrepreneurship and infrastructure development. It is also a key player in India's ambition to develop cities that are modern with world-class infrastructure and economic power. Tonight's panel discussion will uncover how Ahmedabad can be the gateway to India's economic transformation. In the panel tonight, we have ASHISH Desai, Charter Chairman, PHDCCI, Gujarat Chapter and Whole-Time Director, Nirma. ARNAV Patel, Director, Paypoint, and Dr. MAYANK Patel, Head of Advisory Services, IBGrid.
A city rich in culture and history, Ahmedabad is fast emerging as a manufacturing and startup powerhouse. With Dera set to become India's first greenfield smart city, Ahmedabad is driving Gujarat's economic future. With a legacy of empowering India's MSMEs, this knowledge series brings together industry experts to share insights to propel India's entrepreneurs onto the global stage.
Ahmedabad is a key player in India's growth story. So just by way of opening remarks, tell me what makes Ahmedabad an attractive destination for businesses and entrepreneurs? Mr. Ashish, let's start with you.
We have families of legacy like Sarabhai, Lalbhai, Hati Singh, and now Zydus, Nirma, and Intas, and so. So, entrepreneur के लिए एक लो चुंबक की तरह है. यहाँ पर लोग खींच के आते हैं, यहीं सेटल होते हैं और अहमदाबाद को लेकर आगे चलते हैं. तो दिस इज़ द फर्स्ट 1614 years of legacy. कहते हैं कि अहमदाबाद में लक्ष्मी जी यहीं रुकी हुई है. अहमदाबाद के हर आदमी के अंदर ब्लड में एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप है, एथिक्स है और एथिक्स के साथ में बिजनेस करने की बात है. दैट इज़ अहमदाबाद.
Fantastic. Dr. Patel?
I believe Ahmedabad has been compared to Venice multiple times, the city of merchants or merchant princes. Yeah. The important thing I believe about Ahmedabad, besides being entrepreneurial city, the culture, old merchants, I think in Ahmedabad, merchants have been able to drive the governance. They have been able to impact the political policies to dominate the business.
Fantastic. Arnav?
The youth and the next generation, mixing it with entrepreneurship and education is what is leading this next growth of Ahmedabad.
Absolutely, fair point. Mr. Ashish, I would like to come to you. Like I was mentioning in my intro, the theme for our show this season is powering entrepreneurs for the global stage. And when we talk about taking businesses, from local to global, trade and exports, they are the main drivers. So I want to know from your perspective, where does Ahmedabad stand when it comes to being a trade hub, not just in India, not just within India, but also globally?
Ahmedabad, because of पोर्ट के साथ में बहुत नज़दीक है. आप कोई भी बिजनेस ले लो, टेक्सटाइल से लेकर, फार्मा से लेकर, केमिकल से लेकर, हर बिज़नेस जो अहमदाबाद में हुआ है वो ग्लोबली हुआ है. एक बिज़नेस के साथ में 100+ कंट्रीज़ जुड़े हुए और नॉट फ्रॉम दिस ईयर और 5 year और 10 year, मैनी ईयर्स. तो ग्लोबली 100% अहमदाबाद जुड़ा हुआ है और गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज़ और गवर्नमेंट का सपोर्ट ये भी इंडस्ट्री को ग्लोबली आगे जाने के लिए मजबूर करता है.
Dr. Patel, I want to bring you in here. I want to understand the investor climate as well in Ahmedabad, especially when you compare it to cities, like to other metro cities like your Mumbai, Delhi, maybe even, Bangalore, Hyderabad as well. What is the sentiment like according to you? And also when I ask, in terms of comparison, like in terms of competitiveness, in terms of innovation for businesses here, so I know this was like a two-part sort of a question. What is your opinion on that?
Ahmedabad has always been, I think, investor-oriented city. Few years ago, when NSDL had around 3 crore demat accounts, nowadays I think they have 15 crore demat accounts because of last 5 years of growth. One study was conducted and it was found that 75% of this demat account had a PIN code of either Gujarat or Mumbai. That shows the investor mindset in that. The second part of your question was looking at the competitiveness of startups or the businesses. I think Ahmedabad, because of its association with mercantile activities, trading activities, and focusing more on manufacturing, pharma, I think to a great extent Ahmedabad has missed the huge, fast, dynamic environment of startups. Now, when we look at the way the startup is being supported by the government, Gujarat government is, I think, one of the most progressive government in supporting the startup. Plus the environment from the, as Arnav has mentioned, the youth is very entrepreneurial oriented. They look forward to their own businesses, joining their family businesses. Plus now, because of the support and the education, they look for startups also. So I believe that Ahmedabad may be the only city now, as we are talking, where legislative constituency will be holding a startup event.
Let me
Arnav,
just,
yeah, do you agree?
I
Yeah.
just want to add one point here. Innovation is on the uptake for sure. Tech talent is coming in. But your question was regarding investors. So even if we are not having the most number of startups, each and every VC fund is coming here for investors. Most of these VC funds might not be funding Gujarat-based startups, but I'm fairly positive the majority of LPs might be Gujaratis in the end of the day.
So it's like a quality versus quantity debate also, right? Like, there are a lot more. No, I completely agree. But just staying with you, Arnav, tell me, how is the climate like in terms of, because you're in the fintech industry as well, right? So in terms of the finance and technology, what is your understanding? Where are the opportunities in Ahmedabad?
The advantage that is there in Gujarat and especially Ahmedabad is of the financial literacy. When we talk about either investments, banking, anything related to finance, everyone from a very young age is exposed to it. There are many parts of the country where people don't even, wouldn't have heard of stocks. Majority of them look at real estate as the only asset class that is there. But from a very early age, all of us are educated, exposed, and all spectrum of people are part of this investment journey. So especially in fintech, we are seeing a lot many numbers coming out of Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and that is the key here is the financial literacy.
I now want to open up, with a common question again, because Ahmedabad is also positioned near two of India's most ambitious projects. That's the GIFT City and the Dera Smart City. So I want to know from each one of you, how do you think that is going to really impact the region in terms of redefining Ahmedabad's position as well? And what does it mean for the growth, of businesses, the kind of opportunities they'll be exposed to, in terms of infrastructure, finance? What can you tell us? Let's start with you, Mr. Ashish.
See, Dera city area is about 900 square kilometer. In DMIC, there is 8 green cities going to be developed. Dera will be the biggest and largest. Secondly, it will be the green city, green environment city. There is a huge investment of semiconductor in Dera. And Dera is well connected with Ahmedabad, Bhavnagar, Baroda, and Surat. And now, Government of India, Railway and Gujarat State has also announced a railway line from Bhavnagar to Dahej. So it will go on and on.
Dr. Patel, the same question to you as well, because GIFT City and Dera Smart City, they're all referred to as the Dubai, Hong Kong, and Shanghai of, India, and that's exactly also why we came up with this theme. So do you think these cities are going to set examples for, can India model other cities around these as well?
It has certainly a potential. GIFT City is a very small area. If you look at similar cities being developed across the world, it's a kind of a Vatican in terms of regulatory environment, but it is not easy to create a Vatican city of regulation in India, right? RBI still is playing a big role in GIFT City. We have been mentioning 2 projects here, Dera and GIFT City. I think beyond these 2 projects, one project which is likely to impact the most for Ahmedabad and India is the bullet train. And that will pave the way for similar traveling facilities across the India also. I think that will change the environment for Ahmedabad a lot.
Arnav, your take on this?
See, historically seeing, Gujarat has been at the forefront of trend setting, so to speak. If you think about Vibrant Gujarat, it has brought in north of $10 billion in FDI since its inception. Yeah. And even this idea of Vibrant Gujarat came much before these startup fests that might be happening in Bombay or Bangalore these days. So Gujarat has been a trendsetter in this way, and these two projects are in line with it being a trendsetter. Gift City, if anyone would have visited recently, I was there just last Friday, and the infrastructure I see there is close to anything that I might see in Dubai DIFC or the Singapore financial hubs. The traction might be a bit slow, but still the infrastructure, the way it's being built, the renewable mindset that they have, it's for the future. So, and even as we speak today, Gift City has a trading volume of north of $30 billion on a daily basis. So it's something commendable which is being built. It's going to be there for the next few decades, and it will change how finance is being looked at an international level for India.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12, bringing you key highlights from our Ahmedabad Springboard Part 2. Take a look. Mr. Ashish, let me come to you. Can you tell me what kind of opportunities do you see for smaller businesses in the state of Gujarat and especially Ahmedabad in terms of their potential to grow?
देखिए, अहमदाबाद स्मॉलर बिजनेस के लिए तो पहले से यहाँ पर जितने लोग अहमदाबाद से होंगे उसमें से अगर जॉब भी करता है तो साइड में उसका बिजनेस कुछ ना कुछ तो चालू होगा। शायद इंडिया की हाईएस्ट गृह उद्योग जितने हैं वो गुजरात से और अहमदाबाद से है। और अहमदाबाद से यानी आप कहीं भी दुनिया में जाएंगे तो हमारे खाखरा, फाफड़ा, गांठिया, ढोकला आपको हर जगह पर मिलता है। और ये उसका बिज़नेस, यानी मुझे वॉल्यूम तो मालूम नहीं है इन टर्म्स ऑफ रुपीज़, लेकिन वो इन बिलियंस वो हो सकता है और 100% वो गृह उद्योग है। तो छोटे बिज़नेस के लिए आप टेक्सटाइल से लेकर आज राजकोट देख लीजिए, राजकोट के अंदर जितनी मशीनरी, जितनी टॉप मशीनरी उसका छोटे से छोटा पार्ट राजकोट से बनकर आ जाता है। तो ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप छोटे बिज़नेस के लिए करने के लिए हर अहमदाबादी गुजराती के अंदर ये इन द ब्लड है और वो लोग करते हैं।
Fantastic. Dr. Patel, okay, so we spoke about textile, there was jewelry, there's infrastructure, there's a lot of things, a lot of industries. Where do you think, which industries, which sectors do you see the most potential, in terms of growth currently?
I believe services sector and has the largest potential to grow in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad also, and even in Gift City also. Just to give one example, one of the largest banks from US has more than 6,000 employees in one facility in Hyderabad. The same bank in Gift City has 1/10 of employees, right? So I believe that as the things are put in place in terms of a policy framework, in terms of infrastructure, and as Gujarat becomes attractive for mid-level managers, higher level managers, more and more employment opportunity in the services sector, especially the back-end operations, will come to Gujarat more.
Okay. Arnav, coming to you, your aim is to, enable financial inclusion, right? Talk to us a little bit about that, and especially not just in metro cities like Ahmedabad, but maybe in the semi-urban areas or the rural areas, especially since we're talking about small businesses. How are they also receiving, adapting and adopting to digital technology, digital finance? Are they open to taking on new technology and using them as well?
I think this is one gap that I can see in Gujarat as such. The national average of digitalization of MSMEs is about 50%, where Gujarat is just at 35%. So there is still room for growth of these MSMEs to start digitalizing their day-to-day activities, be it finance or be it operations. So I see a very big opportunity kind of being service-led, where a lot of digitalization which can be there at the grassroots level being implemented in these MSMEs, which will lead to much more efficiency.
Sure. Mr. Ashish, coming to you, how do you think the government, the Gujarat government, is also collaborating with industry bodies, especially, like say PHDCCI as well as other stakeholders to, enable Ahmedabad to be a powerhouse, when it comes to economic growth?
मेरे ख्याल से गुजरात एक ही स्टेट ऐसा होगा कि जहाँ पर हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट के अंदर कलेक्टर को कहा गया है कि कोई भी नया बिज़नेस आता है उसकी जिम्मेदारी वो बिज़नेस लगे तब तक की कलेक्टर की रहती है। यानी हमें ज़रूरत नहीं है, फिर भी गवर्नमेंट हमारे पीछे रहती है कि आपको कोई दिक्कत है आप बताइए और इसका रिजोल्यूशन आकर इंडस्ट्री डले, क्योंकि इंडस्ट्री आती है तो साथ में एंगेजमेंट आता है, एंसिलरीज आती है, वर्कफोर्स लगता है, लोगों को जॉब मिलती है, जिससे कि एक स्टेट को या सिटी को एक थ्रस्ट मिलता है। पर्टिकुलरली फॉर अहमदाबाद, अगर अहमदाबाद के अंदर आप गवर्नमेंट ऑफ गुजरात की पॉलिसीज़ देख लिए, जैसे कि इन्होंने बताया मेट्रो, बुलेट ट्रेन, BRTS, रिवर फ्रंट, आप देख लीजिए, ये सारी पॉलिसीज़ थी गवर्नमेंट की जिसके हिसाब से आज अहमदाबाद इस तरह से आगे आया है। तो हमेशा गवर्नमेंट, गुजरात गवर्नमेंट के लिए मैं एज ए अहमदाबादी मैं थैंक्स कहूँगा कि वो पॉलिसी अच्छी देते हैं, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन अच्छा होता है और उसके हिसाब से सिटी एक आगे बढ़ने की साथ में चलता है।
Dr. Patel, just by way of advice to entrepreneurs who are watching our show today as well, tell me, how are you at IBGrid as well helping businesses, navigate the landscape? What sort of advice would you give them if they are just about starting off? If they want to scale? Over to you, yeah.
Our advice generally for the businesses when they are starting off to scale is to be open-minded, to share the idea, look for people who can help them grow, scale faster, look for fund very quickly, and try innovation either in technology or in business model. I believe that sustainable prosperity of any country or any city is ensured by innovation.
Fantastic. Arnav, you mentioned earlier that, even though the number of startups in Ahmedabad is not as many compared to, say, a Bangalore, a Mumbai, or a Delhi, but funding is coming in, right? So my question to you would be like, what needs to be done to then make Ahmedabad, have a robust startup ecosystem?
There are amazing government initiatives to propel this growth. On top of that, TIE organization, be it the iHub, which is the government-led startup ecosystem, there's almost 700, 800 startups being registered at just one of these organizations. So the ecosystem is developing. The amazing education system that is there, a lot of good colleges, IIT, IIM Ahmedabad being right here in the center of the city. We have the right talent. And also the government is assisting so much. If you just think about manufacturing, the government started with a 2 rupee subsidy from 2022, which has saved north of 500 million of our MSMEs in their manufacturing process. So only advice to any startup who might be listening to us is, if you're not in Gujarat, first come to Gujarat. And then this is the right place at the right time. So just the growth of ecosystem is just upward from here.
Fantastic. Now, by way of closing remarks, because we're completely out of time, I want to ask each one of you again a common question. the key factors that will really redefine the next decade for Ahmedabad, what would that be? Let's start with you, Mr. Ashish.
यानी अहमदाबाद रीडिफाइन करने की ज़रूरत नहीं। अहमदाबाद एक पेस से जा रहा है और उसी पेस से आगे जाएगा, और मैं समझता हूँ कि इंडिया के ग्रोथ के अंदर गुजरात के साथ में अहमदाबाद हमेशा टॉप पर रहेगा।
Fantastic. Dr. Patel?
I believe that Ahmedabad is one of the most dynamic city in India in terms of business environment. But the way political will is supporting this city. We are talking now of holding Commonwealth game and then subsequently Olympic in Ahmedabad. If this is well executed, I think it will change the city like anything.
Absolutely, I agree. Arnav, last words.
Let me just summarize a few things that we have been discussing with regards to Ahmedabad and Gujarat at large. First, gift city. Second, Dera, where billions of dollars are being poured from outside as well as inside, creating thousands of jobs in the next decade. And the third one, which Ashish just mentioned, of Olympics. If even these three things happen in the country and happen in Ahmedabad, I think there's going to be millions and millions of jobs being created, and the quality of life which Ahmedabad gives, no other metro city or tier 2 city can give, that I can assure the youth of the country. So this is the place to be.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. This was a lovely discussion and a very insightful one. Thank you so much for being here tonight. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.